Hi there, let's look at REPL and integrating CoolText graphics generator. If you've never used REPL, you can create a new REPL and you would definitely want to tell it that you're using HTML. In this example, I'm going to call it CoolText page 1 and then you hit create. Now they've changed the interface a little bit over time, so it does look a little different from time to time. It does give you the basic skeletal structure for a web page. The title bar, that's what shows up in here, is always going to say REPL.it, so you're definitely going to want to update that immediately. I'm going to always put my name in here and include whatever this document is about. You're also going to generally leave alone the script. That's just in there in case that you use certain functions. And then you already have a linked CSS page. So everything that you're going to put that goes on the web page will go in the body section. And of course you could set up your page however you wanted. If you wanted to set it up where you have an actual structured page where everything's nice and neat, you could go ahead and set it up and have a div to hold everything. And then make sure you close it. And then inside it, if you wanted to, you could have your sections. So I'm going to put a header, a main, and a footer, just because that's what I basically do every time. Like so. In the header, we'll put this heading that we're going to make in a minute. In the main, you would put your content. So let's say I'll put a little H3 heading. Here is my content. And then turn it off. And then, of course, if you have like paragraphs or stuff, you would put them here. Paragraphs. Go here. And turn that off. And then in your footer, you should always have a little paragraph that's got some copyright information. And I'll put in the old entity code for a copyright, 2020. And then, your name or whatever. And then if you wanted to, you could go ahead and style up these puppies. Go into your style page. So my div that's called container, I would put hashtag container. And then go ahead and I'm going to give it a width of 80%. Margin of 0 auto, so centers it on the page. Maybe a little border of 2 pixels. Black solid. Let's run that and take a look. All right, there we go. Which is very simple stuff. We're not doing anything too fancy here. And then inside my footer, let's go ahead and align that text center and run. And there we go. Okay, so that's basic, basic here. And there's nothing in the header, so nothing's showing up in there. So CoolText is a free website, has all kinds of, cool text in there, including some animated ones. But I will tell you that sometimes they have backgrounds and sometimes they do not. If you can't save it out as a PNG or a GIF, it won't be able to be transparent. So for instance, this one shows with a transparent background. And some of them you can make that change later on. So let's say I wanted this one. I click on white. It does show that it's going to be on a transparent background. But you look through here, logo text, you put your words. Tanya's pretty page. And of course you can change that font size if you feel like it's going to be too big. I think that's fine. You can change the color for your words. So that glow color is actually kind of a drop shadow. So black. Text is white on the inside out, so that's fine for me. Again, you could set shadows and so forth if you wanted to. That would double it up based on, what was already there. Because they kind of used it as a glow. So now I have a double. I have a glow and a shadow that are both black. If you had an image, you could put that image in there. Nothing that we've got going on here. We want it to be a PNG with transparency so that when I put it on my page, it does have that see-through background. All right, so that's that. I'm going to hit Create Logo. And then there it is. Now I need to download it. You can hit the download button here. It's going to save as a PNG. Don't leave it with all that crazy stuff. I'm going to call it pretty heading .png. It's already going to have a PNG there. If you are working on a Chromebook, you want to make a folder for this and then upload it into REPL. I'll call it REPL thing here for my example and hit save. Okay, so now it's in there. So what we're going to do is I'm going to open that folder. So it says show in folder, and that opens it up in this folder in here. Now you wouldn't necessarily go this route if you were on a Chromebook, but you could put it screen one on one side, one on the other. In my class, we have always been one to make a folder for images. So I'm going to click Add Folder and make an Images folder here to put my picture in. And then I'm just going to drag this straight in here. That's the easiest way. You can also click the Open button to open the folder and then add a file and then add one in there. But when it's picture, you can't really do that. You have to upload it. So I'm going to pop this in here, drag it to this folder, and just drop it. And there it is. Now if I click on it, I'll be able to see it. So that looks good. Now I just have to link to it. And that's with an image tag. So I'm going to pop that in here, img space src equals the folder the image is in, so images, slash, and then whatever I named it. And if you don't remember, you hit the open button so you can see pretty heading.png, and then a text alternative so that if it was broken or there was a screen reader, it could tell us Tanya heading. And this is simply an empty tag because it's just an image tag. Now it's not going to be centered unless we go in and center that header, but let's go ahead and hit run. All right, there it is. Now notice that it is falling out of the box. So I like to style these to have a max width of 100%. That means never fall out of the parent container. The parent container is the header, which is inside the div. There we go. And now, even if we scale it down, see, it'll get smaller, but it will never get bigger than it is. So if we get too big, then we run into the opposite problem, which is it's not centered. So I'm going to pop into my styles and add this in here so that both my header and my footer are centered. There we go. Voila. Now you can't really tell that this is transparent, so let me add a background color to my container just so you can see that I'm not lying, that it is indeed transparent. I'll add this little grayish blue background. And there you go. And then you can see that it is indeed transparent. Now, if you are going to do an animated one, they have animated ones too. You know, like this is going to have a black background on it. So you probably want to stay away from that. If you see the white boxes around them, you can tell those are going to have a white box. And a majority of the ones on here, sadly, they just do. So I don't like the animated ones too much unless you're going to put them on a white background. This one actually does have the clear background. So I'm on fire. Again, you can choose your fonts. There are different fonts that you can use. So you can see this one's already in this one font. If I click on it, I can click to look and see what the various fonts are. This one is set to sans serif right now, so it's giving me sans serif font. There we go. And it's kind of, you know, the website's a little bit, I don't know, it's not the greatest thing ever. If you click on the word, then you can come down and search by font name and font category. So like famous fonts, fun fonts. I'll go to fun fonts. There we go. So now whatever this is going to be on fire, remember, because I'm doing one that's on fire. Ooh, that sounds fun for fire. All right, so there's that. Oh, okay. It's a little bit excessive, but that's okay. And then, of course, you can choose the color of the inside of the text, the flame angle on this one, so you can adjust that a little bit. Again, it says transparent, so that way you can deal with that there. All right, so I'm going to hit Create Logo here. It's going to create it. I'm going to hit Download. I'm going to call this one Fire. Notice it's a GIF. GIFs can be transparent. Hit Save. All right, there we go. I'm going to open up my folder. It's in there. So back to REPL, to my Images folder. I'm going to drag this in here. And remember, you always want to keep your names simple. We don't want to have crazy names. Now, I'm going to put this one just in the main part of the page. So we'll put it down here where these paragraphs would go. I do like to put these in a paragraph so that I can center the paragraph. So I'm going to style this text align center. And then put in my image tag. Image source equals, it's in the images folder. Oops, I did not put quotation marks. Images folder slash, and then whatever it's called. We look over there, it's fire.gif. Alt equals fiery words. There we go. Turn off that paragraph. Let's run it. And there we go. Now this would be an obnoxious web page. So, you know, I'd be mad if you turn something in like this, but Anyway, that's how you insert those in. That's how you use CoolText. Have fun playing around.